Well, it's cured. The yellow is cured, and I really can't, when I feel across the area, I don't feel anything. So that second coat really helped of the yellow. So now everything has been sanded down, and I've got my my 6-ounce cloth. I got that today. So now I want to do a preliminary layout and a measuring, and we'll put on the blue tape, the cut line tape that I use to delineate where the edge of the fiberglass will end up at. And then that gets faired also. So let me go ahead and clean up, and we'll come back as I'm laying out the cloth. You also want to give the hole a good rub down. I've already sanded this and vacuumed, but you never know when you're going to get dust. And as you can see, I'm picking up some yellow powder. I don't think you'd have to do a wet. I think it's just a good wipe down with, even though I have sprayed a little bit, just got my water bottle here. Just a little bit of misting. As warm as you can tell, all of a sudden I go from coat and heavy sweatshirt over sweatshirt down to t-shirt. It's going to be, it's like, you know, it's at 81 at noon, so I don't know what it's going to top out today. It's supposed to be close to 90 tomorrow. There's a little sidebar here. A while back, if you remember when I was doing the 8-foot nuthatch to the interior, I had some bigger gaps, and I was using rolled up plastic bag to use as a gap filler when I put the fillet compound, or the filleting, on the outside of it, and then I pulled it away on the inside. Well, I wondered what would happen if I used surgical tubing. You know, it's nice and stretchy, so I put a dab of easy fillet on it and let it cure. And you know, if you just kind of hold it, you know, it's stuck to it. But when you pull it away, it just pulled, you know, came right loose. And so the easy fillet just came across and left a nice smooth surface. So if you have a gap, you can go ahead and take surgical tubing, as long as you can get to the back side of it, or even if you can't get to it, you can leave it in the hole. It's not going to rot or anything. Well, it will deteriorate over time, but just make, you know, use this to fill the gap, and then put your filleting on top of it, and then after it sets, then you can pull it away from the inside, and it's usually going to be around a seat or something like that. So let's get on with what I've started out to do before I got carried away here. Well, I've got the cloth laid out, and I used my slider gauge here to measure both sides. I don't know if I'm in here or not. Yeah. Then I'll come over here, and I'm set up even now, so I know that I've got it's a little over it's 3 1/8 inches, so I'm going to set my gauge at 3 1/8. So I'm going to set it at 3 inches and go around the whole hull and mark a line like this. I'll do that all the way around the hull, and that will be my cut line. Now I'll go ahead, when I get this done, and put blue tape just below that line and mark the boat. When you're going along, don't worry about the bottom. You want to mainly just put a little tension and guide it along the line with your thumb on your other hand. It's not critical. I mean, you know, you can be off a little bit because it's going to be faired in just like we did along this edge. And on around the corner. Well, I have my cloth unrolled, and I've got about, here's the top of the blue tape right there, I've got about a couple inches. I may pull it forward just a hair. That still leaves me almost the full tape width. We'll cut off that amount. I'm going to set this here for probably a day or so, let it uncurl. I don't know where my tongue is today. And I may add some clamps. There's some spots here where the glass has been pulled away a little bit. Be sure your hands are clean when you're doing this. You don't have a lot of oil or anything on them. Suntan lotion or whatever. And be sure that on the where you marked at here on the sides, you're equal on both sides. I'm going to let this set here for, I guess I can come this way, maybe an eighth of an inch. Just keep patting it. But not too hard. You don't want to open up the weave too much. Basically, you're chasing all these little widgets to the edges, to the ends, and we will trim on the bow end here where there's a whole lot of material. I'll go ahead and cut that off so that the ends of the cloth up here will be able to flex their movements out on the edges and not have to go down through the, the 2.5 foot of cloth that's on the end here. The ends are so close to the edge of the blue tape here, I'm not going to worry about that. That'll just be waste. It's coming out pretty flat already. I've used my, you've seen me before, I've used my clean paintbrush stuff. That really does a number on it too, all those little tiny fibers. You can see how much excess material I've got here, so I'm going to go around now. You always want to keep one good clean pair of scissors that you don't use for anything else but for this purpose. This cloth, my supplier doesn't do half yards, so a little bit extra here. And I'll use the bottom of the blue line as a... This, I don't know how I'm going to do. I'll see how it shapes up when I get around to that point. But this here is going to become a blade on a paddle design I've thought about doing. This would give me something to do after this thing's in the water. On the edge here, I just started taking my brush and going down. And also, there was more puckers, and I should have been doing it when that was it. I had to hold my hand in one place and then just take and move the puckers in or out. And eventually all the weave gets, you know, instead of a big open, it gets real dense in places. And so then it'll lay flat. But this is still the first day, so, and I went and took my scissors and put a little dart on the edge here to relieve some of the tension right in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I might be able to. It's starting to, there it is, it's smooth. Just taking it down, and all of a sudden I had a little pucker there and it's gone. Let's do the other side. You can see there's a little bit excess material here, and we'll just chase that pucker across into the middle. Can you see it? It's gone. Now I don't have to make any darts at all there. And it comes over the corner, there's no pucker here. Made in the shade. Might even give it a little bit of a brush down. Perfect. They don't find you handy.